Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Being a Carer with Kes. I know you must be wondering, this title, Kes, what is it about? Have you ever had rather, a worst or a frightening experience as a healthcare assistant and a support worker? Yes, I have, and I will be sharing this with you. My name is Kesena Akwara Ati, a health and social care trainer. To all you old and new returning subscribers, and those of you who just subscribed, welcome. Thank you so much for your likes, for subscribing. Thank you so much. It just makes my world shine. And hello, if you're just watching this channel for the first time, come on, what are you waiting for? Click on that subscription button, yeah? And don't forget, give me a thumbs up, like, okay? And of course, don't forget, click on the notification bell. So whenever I upload a new video, you will be among the first to know. Also, follow my Instagram, Care by Cares, TikTok, Care by Cares, and Twitter, Care by Cares as well. And I will see you there. All right? Okay, I know you must be wondering, Cares, this title, yes, I have had my own experiences, worst and frightening, and I'll be sharing them with you. Which do you want first, the worst or the frightening? Worst, frightening. Okay, let's go with worst. All right. Now, this particular day, because I used to work as an agency staff, this particular day, I was sent to this home to work, a nursing home, for dementia and all of that. And I got there, like I said, I did night shifts. I got there that night, and the person who handed over to me was in so much of a hurry, and she didn't show me where things, but she was like, okay, blah, 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 and then she was gone. And I was left alone with 13 service users. And I was, okay, we'll see. Some had gone to bed. Majority were still in the lounge. Of course, I had to give them tea, whatever they wanted, take care of them as best as I could. And then gradually I started taking them to bed. And then at some point, I needed to change their pads, change bed sheets because they were wet and all of that. And I was like, this lady didn't even show me where nothing was. And I started opening cupboards, opening everything. And then I found the things I needed. Of course, did what I had to do, And I discovered that, she didn't really tell me. That was the thing that really hurt me the most. That there were people who had special needs. I had to find that all for myself. Now, at one corner, or better still, at one end of the rooms, or there was a row of rooms, at one end, there was a lady who was just talking. Bless her soul. She just went on and on and on and on. And in a nursing home, you have to do hourly checks. It is a waking night. You have to do hourly checks. For every time I checked on her, are you okay? She just kept on talking. And there was somebody somewhere who was shouting, shut up! You're making her want to sleep. Oh gosh, I had to go to that one and say to him, okay, could you just please, I know she's having a rough time, just got to calm him down, give him whatever he needed to make him sleep. And there were those that just would not go to bed. And I was the only one, 13 of them. Now, I did not know there was one as well who had a stomach bag. By the time I got to her room, she had taken out the stomach bag and was playing with it like a meatball. Oh my gosh. I literally freaked out because there was poo everywhere. So I had to, call the nurse who was available on the floor, not on my floor though, on the floor below me, that you need to come upstairs. This has happened. And then she got in and she says to me, can you put the stomach bag back on? Give her a new one. I'm like, no, you are the nurse. You do it. And she said, oh, she couldn't do it. I'm like, are you serious? You cannot fix the stomach. You're a nurse. She said, no, she can't. She was going to call the paramedics. I'm like, why would you call the paramedics for that? Now, fortunately, there was also a healthcare assistant who was the permanent staff of the home I was working in, who knew how to fix it. So she came, she fixed it, and then she helped me clean, because the whole place was messed up in poo. We cleaned everywhere, put it back on her, and bless her. So she just went straight to sleep. Yeah? And I also realized that my work was a 12-hour shift. I had 1 hour unpaid break. As in, they were not going to pay, they were only going to pay for 11 hours and not the 12. Listen, people, I went into the office, I locked myself in because at that point I was knackered, as in tired, flat out, running from one end of the home of upstairs where I was to the other, attending to this, attending to this, attending to this, attending to this. My gosh, my legs were killing me. I looked and I was there for 1 hour. I refused to come out. It was unpaid. And I was told I could take my break, lock myself up and take my break. So yes, I did just that. And by the time I came out when I had my break, the 1 hour, I didn't even do up to 1 hour because I couldn't. I came out at some point before 1 hour was up. And I found this lady roaming about, walking, talking to herself. And I'm like, sweetheart, is there anything I can help you with? Can I help you with anything? And she was just talking. I said, okay, I said, sweetheart, can I go to you? Let me cover you up. You are, you're taking off your clothes. You have peed on yourself. Can I please change you? And she agreed. I took her to her room. I changed. By the time I got to her room, people, she had, I don't know where she got tissue from. She had cut tissue everywhere. Her things were all over the room. Oh my gosh. It was one lovely night. While this was going on, the same lady was at the other end, was screaming and talking throughout the night. She talked throughout the night. Bless her soul. I really don't know what was up, but by the morning, oh my good God, I couldn't wait to hand over. I got to the car. I said to myself, I said, listen, girl, better have something in mind on how you're going to get back home. Because at that point, I was flat out, tired. I got into my car. I was like, God help me. How can I keep myself awake until I get home? Luckily, I had my chewing gum. Good. I turned the music in my car loud. I was, a lot of people thought, oh, she's having fun, dancing. But they did not know that was my mechanism of staying awake. That was just it. I got home, boom, took off my tunic, slept off. Normally, I would have a bath. But to that day, I wanted to sleep. It was one day. And I called my boss and I said to him, please, I beg you, in all that is good, never send me there again. I do not want to go there. Now, let's get to my most frightening experience. Now, prior to working in a supported living home, I've always worked with people who had spinal cord injuries, who were bed-bound, wheelchair-bound, and care homes and nursing homes. So my boss was like, try supported living homes. They are good, I said, okay, let's try this one. A day shift, 14 hours. Now, as I drove into the driveway, I noticed somebody looking at me from upstairs. And I could hear him running down the stairs. Ha! I will not tell a lie. My heart, it skipped. I'm like, Jesus, Kes, what have you gotten yourself into today? And I could hear the back and forth, in the house. I was like, God, help me. Help me. And then I summoned up courage. I pressed the bell. The manager came downstairs. And I could see somebody behind him trying to get to me. Oh, that wasn't it. I was this close to running, getting back into my car. Until he allowed me to come in. He said, listen, he said to me, I should not be scared that he's like that. The rest of the service user was like that. And he asked me to go upstairs. Now, as I was trying to go upstairs, the manager was between me and himself, the service user now. And then the service user was literally pushing the manager to the side, trying to get to me. Oh my gosh, my legs were wobbly. I was like, oh, it's going down today. Then I got into the office. I was like, Holy Spirit, help me. I took a deep breath, or should I say, I inhaled. And I exhaled. And I turned. I said, Holy Spirit, over to you. And I said, hello, my name is Kes. How are you? And he shook my hand. People, he shook my hand. And that was it. He shook my hand and said, oh, nice to see you, blah, 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 and just went away. So when he walked, I was like, so why was I so frightened? I was, because it was my first time working with people with learning disabilities. I was scared out of my socks. I will not tell you a lie. And funnily, that particular guy was or should I say, is the best in the house. He can do his things himself, make his lunch, his breakfast, fill his logbooks in by himself. I'm like, wow. So it was a ploy. And so I say to all of you who have come to UK Work as Support Workers, please don't be afraid. When you show fear, they feed off your fear. Don't. Smile. Acknowledge them. And then you have a lovely shift. All right? So I'll see you in my next video. Always remember this. Never you forget that no matter what the matter is, you matter so much more. Au revoir.